Hi everyone, in today's real estate recap, we are going to be looking at a CBC story about a condo landlord who discovered that her tenant had been renting out her property behind her back on Airbnb and had garnered over 70 reviews. Now, unfortunately, this is a more common problem than you may think if you don't take the time to do your due diligence. So here are 5 tips that you can use to help protect your investment property. Number 1, put everything in writing. A lack of clarity leads to misunderstandings. If you don't want your property rented out on Airbnb, VRBO, or other short-term rental sites, put a clause directly in the lease stating so. Then go a step further and have all parties to the lease initial that specific clause to make sure that it's not misunderstood or misread. But before you put any clauses into a lease, you have to ensure they are not in contradiction or in violation to the Residential Tenancies Act. So if you're unsure, give the Landlord Tenant Board a call for some clarity. Number 2, check any references. If you're provided a rental application or a letter of employment, take the time to call an employer or past landlord to make sure all the information you've been provided is correct. Number 3, run your own credit check. Do not rely on one provided to you because they are shockingly easy to forge. You want to make sure that all the information on there is accurate, but before you run any credit checks, make sure you have the appropriate permission and consent to do so. Number 4, interview the tenant. Take the time to sit down and talk to each other. See if it's going to be a good fit and a good working relationship. And 5th and finally, once you do have a tenant, from time to time, hop on Google, put in your property address to make sure it's not offered on any short-term rental sites, and perhaps more importantly, inspect your property. Every couple months, go in, make sure you give the tenant 24 hours written notice before you enter, and have a look. Is the property being upkept? Are all the appliances in working order? And it will also allow you to correct any small little issues before they compound into bigger ones. As I mentioned previously, we have tons of experiences with leases for both landlords and tenants. So if you have any questions about a specific clause, about a property, about a price, please feel free to give us a call, send us a message, or give us an email. I'm Ken Mazurk with the Postcard Homes team at Johnston & Daniel, and that was your real estate recap for March 9th, 2018.